So Sportsvibe TV are here with the amazing Nellie Bell. We've just had the pleasure of listening to you play and sing. Thank you very much. So could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get into music?
How long have we got? I'll give you the short version. Well, I've always been into music. When I was like 3 years old, my mum had a piano and I just kind of gravitated towards it. And my uncle is a musician and my mum was a singer. So they kind of influenced me in a way. My uncle taught me how to play like a little blues with my left hand on the piano, and I just gravitated towards playing. And then mum gave me piano lessons. And then when I was in high school, I studied jazz and I got a scholarship to do music. And I've done musical theatre and I did a film and television diploma when I was a kid. So I've always been into like dancing, music. That's just in my soul, you know, and I think my mum picked that up from a very young age and just allowed me to do it. So that's where I started. And then I started writing music a bit later on, and the last 6 years I've been doing full-on like songwriting, recording, producing, and really learning behind the scenes of how to create your vision, you know, of music. So yeah, that's it.
And are there particular musicians or artists that inspired you?
My very, very, very first introduction to music was because I'm half Italian, half Maltese, and we say nonna. If you're Italian, your grandma is your nonna. And she used to listen to Italian music, and I grew up in her house. So I used to hear like lots of like da-da-da-da-da-da, lots of piano accordions and all that kind of stuff. And then when I started to study jazz, that's when I really started to connect with music. So Ella Fitzgerald was my very first eye-opening, what is this? I've never heard of this, because my family would never like really pick up an Ella Fitzgerald track, you know. Elvis was played in our house at home and Gloria Estefan and stuff like that. So for me it was like that music became my thing, and I just wanted to be Ella Fitzgerald, and then I wanted to be Nina Simone, and then I wanted to be Mariah Carey for a bit, and then I wanted to be Michael Jackson, and then I started to come into my own after that when I started to write my own songs. So it took me on a bit of a journey. But I think overall my favourite artist of all time is Nina Simone.
What made you decide to come over here and start singing over here?
I've always wanted to come to London. I've always had this dream of making music with, I guess, a London vibe. And as soon as I got here, I started writing, and my writing got a lot better. And so I've just finished an album, and I've written most of the songs, 9 of the songs here in London. And it's just an energy thing. I love Amy Winehouse and Adele and Arctic Monkeys, and I like a lot of London-bred music, like Rudimentals, and you know, I love all that stuff, and I connect with it. So I thought if I come here, live and breathe, you know, the air, and see how people, you know, the culture. I love it. It's great. It's so independent, free, and it's good.
So when you're writing an album or a song, what do you like to do? Do you hide away in your room, or do you go out and about and get inspiration from that?
A bit of both. So the Premises Studios has become my home, basically. And Viv and I put a project together. It's called Nellie Bell Limited, and it's a business model. It's a new business model for artists like me who write, produce, have, you know, want their full creative control over what they do and own their own intellectual property, which is all the music and everything. So we put this company together and we raised funds to then record an album. And in that process, while Viv was doing like the management side of it, I was writing the songs basically. And so I just had to live my life and experience things to write the music. And Hackney seems to be a place where, I don't know, there's something in the air for music. Because like, honestly, I've written 3 of my best songs in this studio. Like in Studio 1, I wrote 2 songs in a day. And they just kind of came to me like that. And I wrote them about my family and how much I miss them, and because I just recently went home and then came back, and then all of a sudden I just had this inspiration, and I think it's love, you know, for the people around me and the relationships, and that's where I get my inspiration.
So what's next for you? What have you got coming up? Are you doing a tour or anything like that of your new album?
Yeah. We're planning the release strategy at the moment. So we've literally just finished and we have 6 different mixes of each song to go through, and we're doing final recalls, which is like the last listening this week. So I'm hoping for a release early next year. If not this year, we'll see.